Hey y'all! We are going to be showing off some Little Box of Horrors items tonight. I have 3 brands that have sent me products to show off. Let's get this sent to our broadcasting group so everyone in there knows that we are live, and then we can get into this. Boom. Okay, as I was saying, I have 3 brands who sent me products. We have LynB Designs, Victorian Varnish, and Ribbits Stickits offerings to show off. The theme for March, hello Zach, theme for March Little Box of Horrors is Star Wars versus Star Trek. So if we have any Trekkies or any Star Wars fans, let me know. Do you have a preference? I personally am good with either one. Hello Carrie, welcome, welcome. It's been a little while. Hello Maria. I hope everyone's having a fantastic weekend. We had beautiful weather yesterday. It was like almost 80 degrees. It was so nice. And then it was cold and rainy again today. But I think we're supposed to get some reprieve from the rain. And they've changed our forecast. We had like a 2-week rain period that has now switched, and we get some sunshine in there. So I'm happy for that too. But hopefully you have good weather where you are. Carrie said, I got notified. Hello. Yay. I'm so glad that Instagram decided to behave and do what it's supposed to do. But okay, as I was saying, Little Box of Horrors March. We have offerings from LynB Designs, Victorian Varnish, and Ribbits. And we are, thank you. I just got it touched up last night. I was supposed to get it done Wednesday, and then we had a little small family emergency, so we rescheduled it to last night. Hello, Chrissy. Welcome, welcome. Little Box of Horrors offerings, March. Theme is Star Wars versus Star Trek. Hello, Jen. So let me know, are you team Star Trek? Are you team Star Wars? Do you care? Do you not care? Personally, I have seen a decent chunk of both. Please don't come at me. I have not seen every Star Wars movie. I didn't grow up with them. And it's just not super my thing. I've seen a lot of them, don't get me wrong. A lot of the new stuff too. I haven't seen everything. I've seen a decent amount of Star Trek. My stepdad loves it. We actually have every original episode recorded on VHS tape. And y'all, that's a lot of VHS tapes. So I've seen a chunk of it. I don't hate it either. I'm good either way, y'all. It doesn't really, I'm not team one or the other, but I am curious to what y'all are. So let me know in the chat here or in the comments if you watch the replay. Chrissy said, hey y'all, I got a notification once. Yay! See, Instagram's doing the things. This is what we need from Instagram. Jen says Star Trek. Carrie says, I know nothing about either. That's okay. You don't have to. There's fun things. Honestly, I like The Mandalorian. Like I like that side of Star Wars. And I do that in air quotes because to me, I know it's in the same life, but or universe. But I just feel like it's a different thing. I don't know. I do like The Mandalorian and Grogu. Cute show. But that's a different topic. Although maybe we'll have some Mandalorian stuff for Star Wars references. Who knows? Okay, as I said, I had the 3 brands. I will say, full disclosure, typically, y'all know I don't open anything until we're here together. But I did already open and swatch LynB's because her due date was weeks ago. And I didn't want to be late. I have since chatted with her and I can now wait and do them with y'all. But so I didn't want to be late on my swatches for that one. So I have swatched LynB's, which means I can tell you that it was a 2-coater and all that stuff. But just so you know, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I did open that one already. In the package, we have our info sheets. And then who are we grabbing first? This looks like a Ribbits. I do not have descriptions for Ribbits. She is actually on her way to Disney right now. A little jelly. But so she didn't have full descriptions to give me at the moment, but I do have pricing in caps. So at least there's that and we can self-describe. Hello, Miss Laura. How are you doing? Oh, also y'all, it's Saturday. I mean, I did ask, how's your weekends? I hope everybody's having a good time. Anyways, but Saturday means it's a sip and swatch. So grab your favorite beverage and chill out while we go through these. I'm sticking with water today. I did put a new circle flavor in my bottle though. I started with a watermelon one. So we're partying it up with watermelon water. But let me know what y'all are drinking. Okay, first Ribbits polish is The Final Frontier, and it is a really pretty blue, chock full of hollow, they look like micro shreds instead of flakies. They're kind of the little not the long bar glitter, but the little tiny shreddy ones. Hopefully that makes sense. So hello Tish, welcome, welcome. Hello Ursulin. So yes, this one is Ribbits, the Final Frontier. It is a beautiful, beautiful blue base. And then it's got all those hollow shreds, which you can already see those sparkles. But let me get the flash on. Let's make sure our flash is all the way up. We want the real sparkles. Jen says Diet Coke over here. Not surprised. Ooh, look at the rainbows. Ooh, Jen, do you wear earrings? Duck River Clay Company just started her pre-orders for some spring earrings, and she has some super, super cute clay Diet Coke earrings that, like, I really want because they're just adorable, but I don't drink Diet Coke. So, hello, Professor Pickernuts? Did I say that right? Also the head tilt there. Do we have a Nathan? Welcome in, Nathan. Carrie says Diet Coke here too. And Jen says I do. Ooh, okay. So if you're not, she doesn't really do a lot with her Instagram. She has an Etsy, but again, not a lot of, she doesn't do a lot with it yet. Or maybe it's not. Anyways, she has a Facebook fan group, sale group, whatever. It's Alice, Mom Life Nails. It's her earring clay company. So, remind me and I will send you a link to the Facebook group because she has like a pre-order right now and they're so, so, so cute. Okay, so that was Ribbits Final Frontier. Absolutely gorgeous, super sparkly, super rainbows. We totally got off track of the Diet Coke thing, but like, they're just so cute, y'all. Also, if you like earrings in general, you should definitely check out Duck River Clay Company. Alice makes wonderful stuff. She is a fellow swatcher and nail artist here, and she's been doing earrings for 3 or 4 years now. I have bought so many from her. I actually had to make myself stop buying them because I had so many pairs. And it might be safe to dabble again. But she has super cute ones. She just started a sale for spring. So it's got Easter mayonnaise. It's got some Easter themes. And where she is at, they do something called Mule Day. So she has like some cows and cowboy hats and cowboy boots and stuff like that too for that. And just some really cute stuff. And the Diet Coke was a little bit random in there, but y'all, they were super cute. Jen says, yes, please, thank you. Yes, I will totally. Zach says, Ribbits is so sparkly. I love the Ribbit sparkle. Isn't it gorgeous? Hello, Crystal. How are we doing? Next we have Jabba. Also, y'all, like Ribbits, in normal Ribbits fashion, we do have cute stickers. They're never going to show up on the front camera, but I will show them on the back camera. This one we have Jabba the Hutt on there. Also, fun fact, when Maple was at her heaviest, we called her Jabba the Mutt because, y'all, she looked like Jabba. She was so thick. With like 6 C's at the end of it, but this is a beautiful, beautiful green. It does look like it might have some linear hollow sparkle in here, maybe, or just some glitter. Again, you all know I always self-describe on front camera anyways, but I don't have official descriptions for these. I do have caps and prices. I'm gonna throw up. I'm not going to throw up. I'm going to throw up the flashlight on here. Ooh, okay. I think we're a reflective. I don't think we're hollow. I think we're reflective. And then it looks like it has like a red-green shimmer to it too. Crystal says she's good. How is everyone? And Jen sent her some hearts. Hello, Becky. Welcome, welcome. Crystal said, Jen, are you feeling better? Yes, that's a great question, Jen. I know you had strep. How are you feeling? Y'all, the reflective sparkle in this is super pretty. I'm going to put the flashlight on it again because I just feel like we didn't really show off that sparkles. This is really pretty. Again, y'all know I'm going to be excited about a green. This is no exception. It's a beautiful, beautiful green. It's almost like, I want to say olivey for the base color. And then it has like a red-green shimmer sparkle to it. And then those reflective glitters. It's really fun. I'm excited to see it out of the bottle so we can really see the reflective more. Jen says, I'm feeling better just today, actually. First day my throat doesn't hurt. Oh, I'm so glad, Jen. So glad. Like, that's miserable. I'm, like, trying to feel stuff in this. I don't know why. Next, we have the LynB. Like I said, I have seen this. I have swatched this. Yes, I put it back in the box to put it in the package so it would stay protected. But I did already swatch this one. It has a pink sticker. That's how I remember that things are PR. So when I do use them for manis later on, I can disclose that and all that stuff. So that's why we have a pink sticker. This one is 1 Sith, 2 Sith, red Sith, blue Sith. Also, that is not the easiest thing to say. We have a really pretty, like, brown burgundy-esque base. And then it's got shifting flakies in here that shift green to gold to red, it looks like. I know I've already swatched this and I'm saying it looks like, but again, this was due like 2 weeks ago. So ADD and I don't remember my swatches. I do remember I only did 2 coats because I always make a note if I do more, and I didn't need any glitter grabbers or anything like that. So it went on beautifully. Look at that shift. Very cool. Also, yes, we are naked. When I prepped for this live, I was missing 1 peely, and I even wrote down like what I had on to tell y'all, and then it didn't survive the controller console cleaning of the day. So right before I started the live, I had 1 peely left, and I was like, we might as well just get rid of those. So Crystal says, glad to hear it, Jen. Zach says, stickering PR is a smart idea. Thank you. You are so welcome. I can't take full credit of it because we use these stickers for work. We have pink to label things that are online. We use red to label that things are bad or not working. So like if a controller comes in, we can note like what's not working on it, or systems like that. And then we do green for it's been tested and it's good to go. So we know that it like we can sell it and whatnot. And I was like, I can steal some of those for my stuff. And then we just had an abundance of pink because we don't list a ton of games online. So I went with pink for that. And then I technically have blue ones for anything that's been gifted to me. So again, I can disclose that just in case. I don't think anybody's going to come after me, y'all, but like, you know, just in case. Also, I kind of like to know if it was PR or not, especially because I used to purchase so much polish. Honestly, I wish I had labeled swap polishes so I could remember things that were like gifted to me in swaps. And I used to, y'all, I used to be so good. I'm like, ooh, this person gave me this and this person, and I can't anymore. I don't know if it's the ADD. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or just I have too much or what, or it's probably a combo of everything. So I wish I had done that for swapping stuff just so I could know that this was gifted to me in a swap. But yes, I like the stickers, and it lets me know because I do a lot of birthday collabs and just collabs in general, and I do nail art on myself too when I'm not swatching. So I do like to be able to tell y'all that this thing was given to me, just so you know. Jen says winged liner. Yes, thank you. Y'all, I cheat. I have hooded eyes, like very many of us do, and it's a stamp. It's totally a cheaty. Next, we have Victorian Varnish. This is Aren't You a Little Short to Be a Stormtrooper? And this is a super pretty white. I don't think the camera's even going to focus on this. It's a white grayish base, and then we have a white erratic shreds is the word I'm going to use. I don't know if that's the right description for that yet. They look like white flakies, but clearly they're not clear, and most flakies are clear. Tammy will have words. She will have the biggest description ever when we get there. And then it has some small white glitters. It has black flakies, Jen. And it definitely has some silver reflective glitter in here too. So you can see the sparkles. Very much goes with a Stormtrooper. It'd be a really cool base for like snow manis or winter manis or marble. If you did like black and gold veining on top of this, it would definitely look like stone marble. The sparkle from the reflective is there. I feel like it's a little bit more subtle for the camera here, but I bet it will be even better in the sun. It's very, very pretty. Christy says, ooh, that VB looks interesting. Can't wait to see that in all of its glory. Yes, it does look really pretty, and it's definitely something I don't own anything like, so I love that aspect of it. I can't tell if that was my dog hair or somebody else's dog hair. Honestly, it's from VB, so it could have been one of Chewy's little hairs in there, which would make sense, wouldn't it? I bet that's what it was. Chewy was getting all up in the Star Wars stuff. All right, so we have one more polish here. It is also VB. VB has 2 offerings. Ribbits has 2 offerings, and then LynB has 1. And the last one from VB, it's called Carbon Freeze, and is a magnetic polish. And y'all, we talked about this. I don't know a ton about Starburst. Wow, y'all, honestly, I probably know more about Starburst than I do about Star Wars. But I was gonna say I don't know a lot about Star Wars, but this has to do with Han Solo getting stuck in carbon, right? Something like that, right? Kevin's down the hall and he's gonna yell at me for even saying that wrong. Zach says it's very pretty. I just finished swatching myself. Ooh, I'm very excited to see your swatches. Han Solo gets stuck in
carbonite.
It is carbonite, right?
Yep. Okay.
But it is Han Solo, correct? Yes. Okay. See, y'all, I don't know. I do not know. I have a Star Wars shirt. This is one of 3 I own. The other 2 are literally from going to Star Wars night at the Cardinals games. I have a tank top I made for that, and then I have a shirt I have received from that's what I own for Star Wars gear. And again, I own nothing Star Trek to wear. So Jen said, or maybe Brody. I don't think it's Brody's because I would have gotten this PR package a little bit sooner than she had Brody. But Brody is so cute too. I mean, it could be Chewy, it could be Brody, or it could be, oh my God, y'all, I know this. Arlo. I don't know why I couldn't get that out. Chris said, damn, wish I had some Starburst right now. Me too, honestly. I bet you I do. I have a little candy dish over here that like PR candy gets thrown in because I have a candy addiction. And if I start eating it, I don't stop. So I try to limit myself to literally like one piece a day when I'm swatching. And I think I have some over there. Thank you, Christy. It is Arlo and Jen. I love that we all know this. I love this. But yes, I think there might be Starburst. I know there's tied shoes over there. Anyways, off topic again. So this is Carbon Freeze from Victorian Varnish. And it is a magnetic. So we're this beautiful silvery color. And we have rainbow flakies in here. And then we're magnetic. So let's see. Okay, I love Victorian Varnish's magnetics, y'all. I say this all the time. I think they're so user-friendly. They have the strongest freaking pull. You saw how instantly that went in there. So we have this like dark brownish base. That's what I'm going to call it. And then you can see those beautiful rainbow flakies. We got some chunky boys in there. Y'all know I love a good chunky flake. And then it has this beautiful, beautiful silver magnetic line. Yes, look at it. I love this. This is gorgeous. I'm very excited to do this in our velvet because you know that all that silver is going to be stunning in velvet. Hello, Miss Laura, just in time for the magnetic. Of course, you came in right as the magnetic. Jen says haichu with a drool face. Yes, I like a good haichu. Also, fun fact, I used a haichu in my Lizma's Creations Scrunchy Plus pictures for HHC last month. I think it was last month or month before. I always hide something in a little zipper pouch to show like you can carry more weird things in there. And I find weird things, y'all, to put in it. And HHC wouldn't use my photo due to legal reasons. I don't know if it was because it was a haichu brand, it was a piece of candy, y'all. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. So we'll make sure that, you know, any logos are backwards or, I will also send photos without the cute item just in case, but I thought that was a, interesting thing. Chrissy says, as a former dog groomer, I remember my dog names, but not people names 100%. And I'm not even a dog groomer. I like dogs better than people. Sorry, y'all. I love you guys. You are my people, but actual, like, out and about strangers in Walmart and parking lots. I try not to go out in public. Kevin tries not to let me go out in public, and he can attest to like today we had multiple people that I was just like, ugh. Yeah, so, but dogs, I love dogs. I will leave. I will go out of the house for dogs. I saw a thing the other day, I think I shared it to my story even, of like, we should start a book club where we just go to each other's houses and talk about our dogs and then pet each other's dogs. I would go out for that. I would go where the people are for dogs. Laura says hi at Costco, so I can't hear you. Well, y'all, I was going to be like, hi, Laura. But then I was like, is that like the loser sign? She can't hear me anyways. So, and I can't sign it for you, Laura. Oh man, guys, we're doing it. Oh, it's going to be backwards. I can't write the other way. All right. It's backwards. Just going to have to read backwards. Hi, Laura. I could have typed it too, but this was more fun. Okay. Chrissy, oh man, haven't had haichu in ages. Jen says, oh no. Chrissy says, animals are so much better than generic people, general public. 100%. 100%. Maria says, same. See, we should start a dog club, y'all, and just go around and pet everyone's dogs. I'm down. I'm down for this. Carrie, game for that. Dogs make everything better. People generally not so much. Maria, I hang out with people's dogs at parties. Same. Dogs, cat. I'm not even like a super big cat person anymore, but like if there's an animal, I'm there instead of people. Laura, I love you, Laura. That's amazing. Okay. I know y'all are here for swatches, so that's what we're going to do next. We're going to flip around. We do have one magnetic. Everything else is normal. We are on a new swatch wheel tonight because my little box horrors one only had one spot left. So we're going to do a brand new pristine swatch wheel. I do think I'm also going to do the VV Aren't You a Little Short to Be a Stormtrooper on a natural nail because of it being a white crelly, if you will, because it's not going to show up the same on here. So we will do that on a natural nail so y'all can see that build up as well. Chrissy, oh my God, yes. I wish I knew some fellow nail polish nerds around. Nail polish needs around me, but especially with pets so we could play with polish and each other's pets. Same. I am very lucky. I do have nail polish peeps in my general vicinity. But we all have super crazy lives and just haven't gotten to, like, we've met up for like coffees and chats and brunches, but we really haven't gotten to like hang out because we're just all crazy busy. So Carrie, I think I've mentioned before, but I have 12 dogs ready for pets, LOL. Yes, I'm down. You have a dog utopia, and I'm there, Carrie. Like, we can just all go have a puppy party at Carrie's. Jen said, Carrie, 12, that's fantastic. Y'all, when we were leaving Walmart, we got past the end of the parking lot, and someone had puppies that I don't know if they were selling or giving away, but like, it took everything in me to not turn back, because we're going to Texas next week, and I clearly cannot bring home a puppy and start training and then leave it with a dog sitter, especially a dog sitter that this is the first time she is sitting for us. But like, there were a couple people already there, so like, I'm just hoping they all went home to good, loving homes. But like, y'all, it was so close, and I'm sure Kevin was very thankful that we didn't come home with another dog. But like, almost. Hello, NP. I heard. Oh boy, I butchered that. I apologize. Nicole, welcome, Nicole. Oh, that makes sense. It's in Picard. Nicole. Okay, that makes more sense. Laura. Okay, I hear you now. Did I miss swatches? You did not. I'm just chatting as I do. So on that note, let me flip y'all around, and get into this. So flipping around. Scooching you down, and we're going to zoom in a little bit here. Here is tonight's info sheet. As I said, I don't have descriptions for Ribbits, but I do have prices and caps. This is for March, Little Box of Horrors. So we are March 22nd through the 30th is the pre-order window. And then Wishlisting, I tried to fit up here, y'all. I did. It just didn't fit right. Wishlisting will start on the 19th because they've changed it. It used to be the 18th. Now it's the 19th. And then, of course, we have the one item for LynB. We have 2 items for Victorian Varnish and then 2 items for Ribbits. You can screenshot this now if you wish. I will show it again at the end with our finished swatches to screenshot again if you want. And yeah, let's get into these. I was just looking for my info sheets and I totally forgot I wrote my little hi Laura note on the back of our info sheet. So we found them. Surprise. They were right in front of my face. Okay. I think we're gonna start with the VV because it's here and there's a magnetic. So let's do it first, and then we can get our magnet out of the way. So we're gonna use our glamour gear for swatches as usual, and we're diving in, y'all. We're going for it. So we have Victorian Varnish. This is Carbon Freeze. I'm going to zoom in just a smidge more. We know Instagram will not focus unless we're super zoomed out. It's so annoying. Carbon Freeze is a silver to light green magnetic that when magnetized reveals bronze raisin brown multi-chrome shimmer with gold, bronze, copper shimmer, and iridescent large and micro rainbow flakies. And we do have some decent sized flakies. There's a large one there. Y'all know I love me a big chunky flake, and we definitely have some in here. Let me get my magnet off the desk, and we will see if we can show that line off. Yes, look at those flakes, y'all. Look at all the rainbow flakies, and then we have this beautiful silver line. She says silver to light green magnetic line. I'm not sure I see the green personally. Oh, maybe. I'm not sure. I do see the silver, which is beautiful. Obviously fits the carbonite theme. I don't really know much more about the carbonite scene. I have never seen that one. Please, again, don't come for me, y'all. I have a lot of other things going on. But also I didn't really grow up with it. But I don't really understand the like rainbowness with it, but I do love it. And it makes me think of a party. So like maybe we celebrated when they got Han out of there. I don't know. I don't know the rainbows, but I love them. They're really pretty. Let's get it on our swatch sticks. We are going to do it on clear swatch sticks just like we always do, but that will have a small effect on the opacity. We're going to do a bar magnet as well as a velvetized one as we typically do. Again, that is why we're using our Victorian Varnish glamour gear here. So we have bar magnets to do that. And then down here in the middle is our velvet zone. Y'all know I love these. I'm addicted to them. I did not buy the new color and I'm kicking myself. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so you can see this as live action as it gets. Turn on my filter. All right, let's get into it. Again, this is Victorian Varnish's Carbon Freeze. And we are going to do this as brands and 2 layers at the same time, just like we do for all these box sales. It makes it easier to keep everything organized for those watching at home and screenshotting. And then when we have brands in here as well, so they can pop in and then get back to their work. Here it is unmagnetized. This is so pretty. I love how the flakies are just kind of underneath all that beautiful silver. Let's set it down in our bar magnet here. Again, I've said it earlier, I love VV's magnetics. I think they are super, super user-friendly. You saw I played with that. I actually was like, ooh, I'm playing with this too long, so I set it down, and it still got that beautiful, clean, crisp line instantly, which I feel like is hiding behind the comments, so hold on. There we go. All right, let's do our second one so we can velvet it after I pick it up from throwing across the room. All right, second coat of Victorian Varnish Carbon Freeze. It's the second coat. I meant second swatch. This is going to be our velvet swatch. So again, here it is unmagnetized really quickly. Beautiful. And then we're going to throw it down here and let it set for a second. Jen says VV's magnetic polishes are top tier. They are. They're absolutely beautiful. They're super, super user-friendly. I really love, if y'all have not picked up a bottle of this yet, I can't say more about it, or enough about it, I guess. Their Captivate magnetic sealer top coat is absolutely amazing. If you are new to magnetics or you struggle with magnetics, this is a game changer. You do 2 or 3 coats of your magnetic polish just normal, just paint it on, let it fully dry. I usually wait 5 or 6 minutes, throw this on. It's very thin, so you're going to float it, but you can do a generous helping, then magnetize it, and it will pull the line beautifully. I've actually used it for swatches if I've moved and my magnetic didn't come out right or I wasn't happy. I've thrown that on top of it and redone a swatch super easily. It's absolutely fantastic. Chrissy says, geez, I've only been back into polish since this last October, but VV already has an almost full drawer in my Bisley. Is that how we say that one? I'm in danger. This already looks so fun, and I bet the other one is too. Yeah, VV is amazing, and she has the most on my shelf too. I will, again, full disclosure, I get a lot of it as PR. Also, y'all, I never put a disclosure that, like, all this was sent to me, my thoughts are my own, but I feel like y'all know that. Like, I will politely say that this is not my favorite polish in the world, but I also know it could be somebody else's. But everything I tell you is my own thoughts. I don't get a script from these brands. Heck, sometimes I don't have prices or names from these brands. So these lives are not asked of me. I started doing this and I just enjoy it. So this is kind of our fun little hangout, and I get to show y'all some pretty polishes. So here is our first coat of Carbon Freeze with that magnetic line. It's pretty opaque on the first coat, honestly, but I think that second coat is going to be even better. Hello, Celobes. Welcome, welcome. Chrissy says, yes, VV magnetics are a dream to work with. They really, really are. Carrie, you still regular top coat after that. So yes, you don't have to, but it is recommended to really seal it in, to add another layer of top coat. Again, Victorian Varnish's Illuminate top coat, amazing. And then I personally magnetize it one more time to really make sure that line is locked in and crisp. Again, you do not have to, but it does help make it stay instead of blowing out a little bit. Magnetics do tend to blow out. Here is our first coat, Velvet, by the way, y'all. Look at how all that silver magnetic came to the front. I love how the flakies are super rainbow still, but they just kind of get hidden. This is beautiful. Welcome in, Purple Spongy. Is that her name? I love that. Chrissy, I need Tammy to offer Captivate and refill size. Ooh, I bet she will, honestly. She also says, yes, you still top coat as usual after Captivate. Yep. Hello, Miss Tammy. We just started. We just did your first coat of Carbon Freeze. I'm actually getting ready to do the second coat right now. Chrissy said it just kind of resets the layers so you get the best results before top coat and seal it. Yes, that's exactly how it works, Chrissy. Tammy says, happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. It is a sip and swatch. So what are we sipping on, Miss Tammy? All right, second coat of Carbon Freeze here for our bar magnet swatch. Again, here it is unmagnetized. I love the way the flakies just kind of dance through all that silver pigment. All right, I'm gonna put that back down on our bar, and you can see that beautiful line just come out. Also, we're an official live, polish all over my hand, y'all. This one, description once again, is a silver to light green magnetic that when magnetizes reveals a bronze raisin brown multichrome shimmer with gold, bronze, copper shimmer, and iridescent large and micro rainbow flakes. I don't think I told y'all that this is $14 with a cap of 50 of them available. All right, let's do our second coat for our velvet. Also, y'all, earlier I was like, I think it's based off of Han Solo and Carbonite. Tammy puts her inspo on here of Han Solo being carbon frozen by Darth Vader. If I could just read, y'all. Tammy says, oh, she does have refill sizes in 2 ounces and 4 ounces of Captivate. So there you go, Miss Carrie. And that she's drinking ibuprofen and coffee. Okay, well, coffee, yay. Ibuprofen, sad. I hope that whatever we're trying to relieve is not too bad. Excuse me. Chrissy says, oh snap, Tammy, I didn't notice. I gotta pick up some soon. And she says, you're welcome, Chrissy. Yes, definitely go hit the site, Chrissy. All right, here is our second coat of VV's Carbon Freeze with the bar magnet. Y'all, look at that glowy line. Okay, I said earlier, I'm gonna eat my words. I said I don't see green, but I don't know, maybe. I see green now, y'all. It does have a little bit of a greeny hue to it. I see the green. As far as opacity wise, I feel like we're definitely opaque in 2 coats. No questions. And look at how bright that is. Like, it's just glowing. That is not lighting. That is not, like, it just looks like a light glowing off of that nail. It's beautiful. Krista says, hi, Tammy. Tammy says Friday the 13th, it will be 13% off. Ooh, yes, y'all. Definitely get ready to shop VV's site on Friday the 13th, which is next Friday. All right, so that was our second coat with the bar magnet. Now let's check out our second coat velvet. Yes, look at that. Oh, I love this. It's like 2 polishes in one. It's like, boom, you have the beautiful flakies and that deep bronzy base, and then bam, there's all that silver green magnetic. This is gorgeous. I think a glass bead of this is going to be so pretty because you'll just have that gorgeous silver all gathered in the middle. I love these rainbow flakies. This is really fun. This is like, this reminds me of the, oh, what do they call them? When you do a thermal that's like the same color as your Stampy, a peekaboo nail, is that what they call it? So like you stamp it and then you put the thermal, it's the same color. So then when it's hot, it reveals the stuff. That's what this makes you think of. Like, you're like, ooh, look at that beautiful silver shimmer. And then bam, flakies. Super fun. Tammy says, I love this one. Slope says, don't forget to turn your clocks ahead an hour before you go to bed tonight. It's sad to lose sleep. It is very sad to lose sleep. Also, I guess because my phone does it, I haven't really thought about doing that in a while. But I will be very happy to have sunshine for longer, y'all. I still think it's dumb that we still do this stuff. We should just have all the sun as long as we can all year. Like, this is dumb. We should be like Arizona and just be done with it. All right. Ooh, I gotta scooch you out, y'all. We cannot get this bottle in the shot right now. Hello, Nail Polish is my therapist. Welcome. Hello, Karina. All right, this is Victorian Varnish's Carbon Freeze in 2 coats. You have our velvet on top and our bar magnet on bottom. Again, this one will be $14 with a cap of 50. For those coming in, we are showing off Little Box of Horrors offerings for March from Victorian Varnish, Ribbits Stickits, and LynB Designs. The theme for March is Star Wars versus Star Trek. This is super cute. And then we do have one more offering for Victorian Varnish. Let me get our glamour gear out of here because that is the only magnetic tonight. Carrie says, I have a rare Sunday off. Go figure, I lose an hour of it. Of course. Chrissy, for real, we need to drop this clock resetting nonsense. I agree. Hello, Rebecca. Welcome. All right, Victorian Varnish's second offering is, aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper? This is a white Crelly with white shreds, black micro shreds, micro white glitters, and subtle clear hollow shimmer, and silver reflective glitters. Very pretty. Again, I said this already fits the Star Wars theme for sure. It definitely looks like a stormtrooper. Here, I'm going to put the flash on the bottle so you can see those reflective sparkles. But it also makes me think of marble. I think this would be so pretty with some black and gold veining on top of it to do a marble mani. It'd be really pretty as just a winter kind of base. Slope says, I love that name. I do too. Chrissy, oh yeah, that's a pretty little thing. It really is. Jen says love, and Tammy says yes. All right, we are on a new swatch wheel tonight. It's so pretty and clean. It won't be for long. We're going to do our first coat on here. I'm also going to do it on my natural nail, y'all, just to really show it, because white curlies are sometimes hard to see on the opaque swatch wheels. Again, this one is going to be $14 with a cap of 50 of them. Inspo is Leia's hilarious interaction with Luke when he puts on a stormtrooper uniform during Leia's rescue. Again, for those like me who didn't know because you haven't seen all the Star Wars movies, please do not come for me. All right, here's our first coat going on the swatch wheel. Also, y'all, I'm very excited. My nails, besides the trader that we're not going to speak of, are long enough. I was able to start shaping them into some little, I got my little baby fang almonds again. I'm so excited, y'all. So excited. All right, here is our first coat on the swatch wheel. See what I mean by like you really can't tell what that base looks like because of the swatch wheel. So that's why we're also going to do it on my natural nails so you can really see that. Tammy says, I mean, for us, all us vertical challenge peeps, 100%. Crystal, I haven't seen them either, Chelsea. Yes, thank you. I am not alone. I appreciate you sharing that with me, Crystal, even though people might come for you too. Thank you. Thank you. Laura, I've also not seen all the movies. Okay, look at all you. These are my people for sure. And Jen says, LO, I'm under 5 feet. Yes, I'm not that short. I am 5'7". I am average, though I consider myself short because like I struggle to reach things and get into the Jeep on my own and all that. I have shorter legs. I've got a long torso and short legs, y'all. Tammy says, okay, Crystal and Chelsea, Star Wars marathon for y'all. I've seen a lot of them. I've just not seen them all, and I've not seen them in order, whether you do the film order or the world order or whatever. I've just not seen them all. Here it is with flash, y'all, so we can see those little reflective twinkles. There is a little bit of clear hollow shimmer in here as well, which I think is going to show up even better on that second coat. Slopes, I love Crellies. Me too. Tammy said, dang thumb kicked me out. Well, welcome back. You didn't miss anything. Let's do our first coat as well on my natural nail, which, as Laura knows, I will regret this tomorrow when I have to remove it and I don't have a peely base, but I do it for y'all. I do it for the people. All right, here is our first coat. I will not lie, the white shards are throwing me off. I love them. Do not get me wrong. I do love them. I've never seen them before. I think they're different and fun, but it made my brain go, ooh, this is chunky at first. And then I remembered. We're going to ignore the fact that I flooded that. Can I clean it up? Can we? All right. Not bad. But then once I said, oh wait, those are supposed to be there. It's all good. It's fairly opaque in one coat, y'all. It is obviously drying textured because it has reflective glitter and it has all of those different microflakes and shreds in it. I really like this polish. It's very different. It's not something I think I would have designed. I wouldn't have thought this up. But I do think it's fun, and I'm already picturing so many different types of nail art. And originally I was like, ooh, marble and stone. But now I'm like, some neon images on top of this would just really pop and be fun. Yeah, this is really cool. Let's do our second coats. Again, y'all, we are going to go through by brand tonight to wrap it up so makers who pop in can, get on with their lives and back to working and making more producing polishes for everyone. Laura, I can't handle the older ones. They're so cheesy. Tammy, the older ones are my fave. Crystal says, make me think of cookies and milk or Oreo. Ooh, yes. See, another good Manny option. Do a cookies and milk option. Also, I've been craving Oreos and we finally bought some today, so I'm very excited to have those tonight. Not that I need them, but like, we're doing it, right? Hello is Nenya Biz. I still love your handle. Still absolutely love your handle. Honestly, I know I always read your government name so I can call you properly. Sosa? And I think I always ask you if I say it right too, but I love your handle. So like, I kind of like just calling you is Nenya. But please let me know what you want me to call you too. Tammy says Gen X probably. That's true. Carrie making me want ice cream. Yes. Tammy, a mint and mint chocolate chip ice cream. Okay. I don't hate mint, but I never reach for mint chocolate chip. Like if someone has it, I'll eat it, but I never like order it myself. Jen says a graffiti Manny would be awesome, right? Wouldn't that make like a cool street art base? Tammy says yes. Isn't that so cool? I think you can definitely see that it's opaque now on our swatch wheel. Like You're not seeing my nail through it, even though there's nothing on my nail. Like we're not really seeing much through that. So I do think we're gonna be opaque in 2 coats. You can see the textured, so you're gonna want a coat of steamroller or your favorite glitter smoothing top coat before you top coat it. I'm gonna put the flash on here again so we can show off the reflective twinkles. I do feel like the reflective twinkles are subtle in this because it has that white base. And then it does have some clear hollow shimmer. Again, subtle. It is there. I can see the sparkles. I see the little rainbows. But it is definitely subtle to all the black flakies and the white shreds that are in here. Chris says, now I want a cookies and cream ice cream sandwich. Ooh, that sounds good too. Tammy says, yes, subtle. All right, let's do a second coat on my thumb here so we can see what it looks like. Dude, I always am like, am I in frame? Am I not in frame? This is not the easiest thing to do. I feel like I'm getting better at it because we're doing it more and more. Don't go getting all super extreme used to it, y'all, because we're not doing this. We ain't doing this for every polish. We know I will make a mess, but for the occasional acrylic shimmer, if we got naked nails, I want you to see how they truly are. See, and I feel like on the natural nail here, I feel like you see those reflective glitters more, right? Is that just me? Maybe it's the opaque base making that struggle too, but I personally see those reflective glitters through the camera lens. Of course, we're obviously zoomed in. No, in real life, looking around the camera, I see the sparkles. I do. I see the sparkles more on the natural nail. Now let me grab the flashlight, see if I can not knock shit over. All right, here it is with flash. Yeah, see, I feel like you get the reflective twinkles more on my natural nail. I don't know if it was the opaque swatch wheel or what was doing it. They are still subtle, but I see them more here with the flash. Carrie says, I love that. I do too. I think this is super, super fun. So whether you're a Star Wars fan or not, I think this is great. And I think we've just pretty much decided if you're a cookie fan, then you need this one anyways. Love it. Okay, let me give you label shots here. So again, this one's Victorian Varnishes. Aren't you a little short to be a stormtrooper? And it's going to be $14 with a cap of 50. Ooh, that's a low cap, Tammy. Yeah, there are only 50 of this one available. So Wishlisting opens on the 19th. I don't think they have a solid time. I think it's just whenever they get a chance to, because, you know, they have actual other jobs too. But on the 19th, set your calendars or alarms to just keep checking and get this one added to your wish list so you don't forget, because that is a low cap. Tammy says, make an Oreo mani. I can see this in my mind. Wouldn't that be so cute? She said, I'm sorry about the low cap. Yeah, if y'all want this one, get ready for it. Get it on your list, set your alarms, set your calendars, put a Post-it note on your fridge. You're going to want this one. All right, there it is. 2 coats on the swatch wheel. Here it is, 2 coats on my natural nail. Guys, I'm so happy. I have a little tiny point there. It makes me happy. We're not going to talk about the trader. The trader she's banished. But there's 2 coats on my natural nail. Tammy says, I can do more. It's just been not so well. That's totally fine, Tammy. We get it. We totally get it. Gorgeous. All right, so that is the 2 offerings from Victorian Varnish. Again, Carbon Freeze and Aren't You a Little Short to be a Stormtrooper. Both are $14 with a cap of 50. And that is Tammy's wonderful, wonderful offerings. So, Miss Tammy, you can go back to your crazy life and whatever you were doing tonight and your sweet babies that we were all talking about earlier. And thank you for sending these so I can show them off. Chrissy says, yes, it's going to be a while before it's in my hands, but I'm doing that Oreo mani, right? Yes, it's going to be great. Hello, Drashulut. Oh, I butchered that. I apologize. I went to look for your government name and you're not popping up in my watch list. So I don't know. Please let me know what I should call you. Tammy says Carbon Freeze is my fave. Carbon Freeze is so pretty. Here's another quick reminder, y'all. These are Victorian Varnishes offerings. If you missed us actually doing them, Carbon Freeze is a magnetic. So you have velvet on the left, bar on the right. Tammy says, I'm sitting with Ice Machine on my shoulder. Well, I mean, I guess you could still hang out with us. You don't have to leave. I'm not kicking you out. I just wanted to give you a chance to go do whatever you wanted to do. Chrissy, understandable, Tammy. Take care of yourself. Yes, 100%, Miss Tammy. You take care of yourself. We are all here for whatever you need. Next, let's go into the LynBs, y'all, which, as I said earlier, I have swatched this one because the due date was like 2 weeks ago for her, and I didn't want to be late. We have chatted, and I will not have to do that anymore. So I did already swatch this one to get it done on time. It is 1 Sith, 2 Sith, red Sith, blue Sith. This one is going to be $13.50 with no cap. Oh, I lied. I'm so sorry. I read the 100 as none. I don't know why. It's a cap of 100. Please strike that. Go back. It's on here. I swear. LynB cap 100. I wrote it on here. It'll be screenshotted. Please do as it says, not as my mouth says. Okay, let's restart that. LynB Designs. 1 Sith, 2 Sith, red Sith, blue Sith, which I love this right now since we just had Dr. Seuss Day. But this is $13.50 with a cap of 100 available. It is a black to red multi-chrome base with added red to orange shifting micro flakes. I did do 2 coats of this for my swatches. It was fully opaque for me in 2 coats. I love these beautiful shifting flakes in here. It is gorgeous out in the sun, y'all. Let's get 2 coats on our swatch wheel here. If I can pick it up. Tammy says, I'm trying. Yes, Tammy, you take care of yourself. All right, first coat. Again, because we're sticking by brand tonight, I am going to do 2 coats rather quickly. You would typically let them dry longer in between than I'm going to do, but y'all, I never get that edge right. Never get that edge right. But for tonight, we will be doing them fairly quickly. So here's the first coat. As you can see, it's a little on the thin side. It needs a second coat for sure. Chris's new swatch wheels are so satisfying. I agree. Also, being able to finish out a swatch wheel exactly, that is like my jam. Like I have so many swatch wheels that have 1 or 2 spots left on them, but I feel weird doing a live and like, we're going to do 2 on this and 3 on this one. So yeah, I like when we can finish out perfectly as well. You can see these beautiful flakes shift in here. In the bottle, they feel like they pull more colors, but I think that's just because of the glass reflecting colors on it. But they definitely have that red to orange shift. It's very like fiery, flamey, and that beautiful red, black multi-chrome base. This one's a little bit deep for my personal preference. Y'all know I don't wear a lot of dark colors, but it is very pretty. And there's just something like, I don't know, something that pulls me into this one. Maybe it's the flakies and those gorgeous colors, but let's do our second coat here. It also kind of gives me fall, like bonfire vibes. Like those are embers in there moving around. Okay, there is our second coat. As I said, I did 2 coats on my natural nails. I felt like it was totally opaque in 2 coats. For my swatches, I love how much the flakes really build up on that second coat. It's definitely gorgeous matte as well if you're into matte manis. I always do matte swatches of every polish as well. Okay, y'all, I just saw the texture on the Stormtrooper from VV, and now it's making me think of the garage flooring people do. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? Like it's epoxy with like flakes in it. So now we could, ooh, I just got a like monster truck plate and like some tire tracks over this. Oh, Tammy, we're creative here. We have so many ideas with this polish. Okay, back to LynB's. Distractions happen. Okay, so LynB's, you see all those beautiful, beautiful flakies. Again, this is $13.50 with a cap of 100 of them available. Let me grab you a label shot of that one. My thumb is totally dry, but I still keep trying to like move it and not touch it onto things. All right, LynB Designs, 1 Sith, 2 Sith, red Sith, blue Sith in 2 coats. Again, $13.50 with a cap of 100 available. Chrissy says, chronic 3-coat here, so I can't wait to see how much depth it gets with the 3rd coat. I can do a 3rd on the tip if you want, Chrissy. I personally, y'all know, I'm impatient, I'm lazy. I ain't got time for that, so I do 2 typically medium-esque coats. Like that, I don't do thick coats, but I'm not a thin coat girly either. So I just, I do 2 generous-ish coats, I guess. But let's do a 3rd so we can see it here. Let's do a 3rd on the tip. Again, y'all, you're going to want to let your polish dry way more than this between coats, but all right, here is our 3rd coat on the tip. So when my hand's not behind it, obviously because this is an opaque, this is a swatch wheel with no skin, no nothing, you know what I mean? There's nothing filling in there. You can really see the difference between 2 and 3 without a backer, but you would have, you'd have your finger behind there, y'all. So 3 coats, it does have more depth. It did get darker on the 3rd, which again, y'all, We know I don't wear a lot of dark polishes, so for an even deeper feel, yeah, I slid that up high because I want you to see what it looks like with my finger behind it. For me, it made it even darker and richer, and it is beautiful. It's not really my bag with that depth to it, but it is a very lovely polish, and I know so many people are going to love this one. Very pretty. Jen says, Chrissy, LOL, welcome to the Chronic Club. Yes, yes, yes. Chrissy, you don't have to. No, I do not mind. I do not mind, especially when we only have 5 polishes tonight. If I had 14 polishes, then I might have thought twice about it, but I do not mind. Let's do another label shot for those who want that 3rd coat versus 2 coat in their screenshots. Again, it's not super fair not having anything behind there because like you would have a finger behind there, but you get the gist. Card carrying members unite. Yes, yes, yes. See, that's perfect now. I love dark polishes though. See, and there's something for everyone. That is why I will always tell y'all, if a polish is not my favorite thing, I'm not gonna like, ew, this is hate. I hate this next. But I'm gonna tell you, it's a beautiful polish. It has lovely features. I do love the flakies in this. It's just not my exact polish. And that's fine. We don't have to love everything. I'm here to show it to you so you know if you love it. That's the goal. All right, so that one's LynB Designs, and then we have 2 offerings from Ribbits Stickits. Again, I do not have full description of these, but I do have caps and prices. They are both going to be $13.50 with caps of 50 of each of these. Now, I know last month she sold out of, I think, 3 of her 4 polishes, and she was able to lift her cap. I don't know if she's going to be able to do that this time, so do not count on her being able to lift her cap, but it could happen. So here is the first one. This is the Final Frontier, and you can see this one is our Star Trek option because she made one for Star Wars and one for Star Trek, and you can see the ship back here. That's the right word, right? Ship. See y'all, and I have seen more Star Trek than Star Wars, I would say personally, but it's been a little bit. I know, like, we love a Will Shatner moment, but so here is you can see her labels. I love her labels. The blue is stunning, Jen says, isn't it? Look at that sparkle in this. It's such a gorgeous, gorgeous blue base. I want to say it's cobalt blue, but I don't think it's quite that blue. It's kind of between cobalt and denim, but it has a beautiful blue base. I feel like we have a little bit of a blue shimmer in there as well. And then we have these gorgeous hollow shreds. I have been loving hollow shreds lately. Just the texture of them is so fun. By texture, I mean the look, the like visual texture. They don't dry super, super textured, but like the visual texture, it's just appeasing to the eye. Chrissy, I've been really loving Ribbits. Me too. Full disclosure, again, sent to me. I've known Chrissy for a very long time. I love Chrissy, but I do love her polishes. I think she makes unique things for sure. Zach says, I really need this. Really, really, really need it. It's gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. Again, this one is a lower cap, y'all. It's only 50 of them available. It is $13.50, so not a bad price. But if you're wanting this one, put it on your phone, set an alarm. Wish listing starts on the 19th. Sticky note anything, every surface you have to. That is definitely a low cap. Here we're going in with our first coat. Now it does look like we are a clear base, so we're definitely going to need a second coat at least to build the opacity of this one. But look at all the hollow shreds in here. You cannot pretend that she skimmed on them shreds. Like, there are so many hollow shreds in this. Opacity wise, like I said, we're definitely going to need a second coat, at least 3 coats for those 3-coat chronic people out there, and that is totally cool. If you want to do 3 coats, do 3 coats. Jen says, Zach, I agree. Is this reflective? It is not labeled as a reflective, and she's decent about labeling, but I will grab my flash so we can see, because it does kind of give reflective vibes, doesn't it, Jen? Let's see. All right, here it is with flash, which we want to do anyways. Ooh, hold on. Let me get that polish all the way before I knock it over. Obviously, we can see the hollow shreds even more. I don't think it is. I think it's just blue glitter. Blue micro glitter, perhaps. I don't think it is. I don't think it's reflective. But those hollow shreds, look at how those pick up. Oh, it's like a piñata. It's just so much fun. There's so many layers to those shreds. Chrissy, yikes. Even on the first coat, it's stunning, isn't it? Yeah, she's gorgeous. Let's do a second coat. Zach, super, super flashy hollow, isn't it? Like, I like a hollow glitter. And hollow linear hollows are beautiful too, but like there's something about these shreds, maybe it's the size. I just think they really bounce the light back even more. All right, y'all, that second coat, look at the depth of that. Yes. Okay. Opacity wise, I'm happy with one. I'm happy with 2, y'all. I am. I know some of you may want 3. You do some 3 thin coats. Go for it. I like this in 2. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I really can see more of the like lighter blue shimmer that picks up in it on that second coat. Jen says, okay, yeah, it just gives a feel of reflective, doesn't it? I think it's because a lot of reflectives have a glitter base to them, and we're just like so used to, oh, glitter, it's got to have reflective in it. But this I think is just a blue glitter base. It's got that blue lighter shimmer in it, and then the gorgeous hollow shreds. It's Nenya sent some heart eyes. Yes, it's so pretty. Carrie says, whoa, love. See, all y'all are loving this. You're getting the first looks at it. So make sure you put this on your wish list so you can get in there when doors open. I think the site is noon Mountain Time. Noon Pacific. It's 2 p.m. Central typically. That I am confident to say. I believe it is 2 p.m. Central Time on the 22nd. Pre-order runs March 22nd to the 30th. Wish listing starts the 19th. Again, there's not an exact time for wish listing to open. It's just whenever they can take a break from their day job to get it open. Here it is with flash. You can see all those gorgeous rainbows from the hollow shreds. Yeah, this is a stunner. And also, y'all, I don't know if you can tell, it's not drying textured at all. Like, maybe that angle you could see a teeny tiny bit, but that is nothing that just glossy top coat won't smooth out. Like, to have this beautiful glitter and it's not chunky or thick. Yes, please. I love this one. Beautiful. Let me close the bottle first, and then we'll give you a label shot of it. So that is 2 coats of the final Frontier. Oop, there we go. Love this one. Absolutely beautiful. And then their second offering is Jabba, and we can see Jabba the Hutt there. This is the Star Wars offering from Ribbits. Again, we're going to be priced at $13.50 with a cap of $50 available. This one is a reflective. I'm going with like an olive green base, and then we have this like larger particle shimmer. It looks like it leans red to yellow to green shimmer in there, and then there's obviously I'm gonna say silver reflective. They could be lime reflective. Ooh, see this side where it settles looks like it might have some blue maybe it's green and blue reflective. Does that not look like it has blue reflectives there? Again, I don't have official descriptions for this. I will when I have my post done. Yeah, see, I'm feeling like we got blue and green reflective glitter in there. Y'all cannot talk. Reflective glitter in there. Ooh, look at that sparkle. Super fun. I love a good green. I'm gonna love this one. I already know it. Let's get it on the swatch wheel. First coat of Ribbits Jabba. Okay, we're a little on the thin side for the first coat, but not bad. It's not bad. And I definitely think it is, yeah, it's definitely, all right, it's either blue reflective or just blue glitter. Like, do you see the blue speckles? Is it just me? Can we get closer here? Does everybody see the blue speckles? I'm not crazy, right? Okay, y'all, we've established this. I'm a little bit crazy, but not in this aspect. I definitely see blue glitters. I definitely see the reflective sparkle. And then you can see that beautiful shimmer there that kind of just, I almost want to say they're super micro flakes because it looks like every color. Like, I feel like I'm getting a rainbow of color there. Again, I do not have the full description here. I will whenever I post my swatches. So if you care about technical words and stuff, instead of just, ooh, this thing is pretty, stay tuned for that. But for tonight, we are self-describing. I'm calling it an olive green with blue glitters and super micro flakies that have rainbows in them, and then silver reflective. That's what I'm going with. Hello, Buttered Nails. I love your handle. Welcome in. I'm showing off some things coming to Little Box of Horrors in March. This one right here is our first coat of Ribbits Stickits Jabba. It's a beautiful reflective. This is it with the flash, y'all, to show those reflective sparkles. Now, again, since this is a reflective, you're gonna want a glitter grabber to help smooth it out first. Let's do our second coat here. Again, you would typically wait longer between these coats, but for the sake of the video not being 12 hours long and going brand by brand, we are not waiting tonight. Here's our second coat. I feel much better about the opacity. Oh yes, definitely opaque in 2 coats here. Even for our chronic 3 coaters, I don't think a third coat would add that much depth to it. Chrissy says, I'm a green lover anyway, but yeah, this is nice. I like this a lot. I love green. So this is just another green to add to my wall. And y'all, at some point, I'm going to have to start purging my greens again. I've told myself that when the section is full, we have to, you know, one comes in, one has to go out. But I feel like I have the least amount of growing space on my green, which makes me sad since y'all know greens are my favorite. Maybe I should start taking over the blue section. Blue has an extra row. Chrissy says, kind of pickly. A little bit. I could see a good pickle. I could see a pickle there. Now, LynB has 2 polishes that I showed off the other night that together they make the outside and the inside of a pickle. Like one looks like the outside and one looks like the inside. It's going to be a wonderful pickle mani if I ever get to do that. All right, let's show the flash off on Ribbits here to get those reflective glitters really sparkling. Here we go. Yeah, we're going with micro flakes. That's what I'm calling that shimmer in there. It could just be a larger particle shimmer too. Y'all, sometimes I don't know the difference between things. I am not a maker. I just show these off and I wear a lot of them. So we're doing our best though. I like this polish. I think it's fun. I like both the Ribbits polishes. I actually kind of like them together. The blue and green's kind of pretty there, but super, super fun, super cute. Also very much goes with the inspo. Carrie says, didn't Ribbits just have a pickle one last little box stores? It was so pretty. She's good at greens. She did actually. She did the pickle lover, which she did inspired by a shirt that I actually received for Christmas that had a tarot card of a skeleton holding a pickle jar. And that is one of the ones that sold out. Here is your screenshot, y'all. 2 coats of Java. And she does do really good at greens because she herself also really loves greens. She is a big green lover and a big Pruggly polish lover. She also loves frogs, hence, you know, Ribbits Stickits and the frogs, but like, you know, green toads, frogs, all that stuff too. So she definitely does greens really well because she loves it, and you can tell that. Chris says, yes, I can't wait to get all my nails oil. So you snag the pickle lover. Yes, awesome. All 4 of her polishes last month were fantastic. All right, so that was Ribbits' second polish, Java, and that is our final polish of the night. So I'm going to zoom you out a little bit so you can see our info sheet. I'm also going to grab Victorian Varnish's magnetic here, which was the carbon freeze. We have the bar magnet here, and the velvet is not. All right, there we go. I'm going to hold it. There's our velvet. So here is the info from everything I showed off tonight. It has caps and prices for everything. And then your polishes in 2 coats. Again, these do not have top coats. I don't use top coat on swatch wheels. It's a personal preference here. I just feel like it's a waste of top coat on plastic, and y'all, we burn through top coat here. So Jen says, love the labels so much for Java. Me too. I love that Ribbits puts her little inspo on all of her photo or on all of her labels. Carrie says, I ordered it too. Maybe all 4 of them. I can't remember what I ordered. LOL. Yeah, but that's kind of the fun of the boxes is you order them and then they show up and it's like Christmas and you're just like, surprise, what did I buy myself? I love it. All right. Hopefully everyone has gotten their screenshot. I'm going to flip you around. We're going to chat for just a second and then I will let you get back to your weekend. All right. Let me scoot it. Okay. Yeah, so I hope everyone enjoyed this. This is a very small snippet, y'all, of what is coming out to Little Box of Horrors in March. There are so many wonderful brands and offerings, so definitely stay tuned to the other fantastic YouTubers out there that show this stuff off, and obviously to the Little Box of Horrors Facebook page and Instagram, because they'll start, you know, showing posts soon. I think the sneak peek post is up. I'm not positive on that. But you can go check that out in the Facebook group to see, or stay tuned for that. And yeah, so many wonderful things. Thank you to the makers for sending me to show them off. And thank you to all of you for hanging out with me tonight. Chrissy says, I think I got 3 of the 4. That they were all so good. They were all really good. No one will blame you, Chrissy. No one is judging here. It is a judgment. We buy what we... Okay, I don't even... Shut off. Walk away. Stay.
Got it.
Okay, I don't know if anybody's still here. If you are, I am so sorry for that freeze. Once again, my Wi-Fi decided to drop, and it's not even raining right now, so that's a fun thing. And then I was trying to connect my phone, and it wouldn't, and then I'm on Kevin's. So I hope everyone has a wonderful night. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. I think I will be live again on Monday night. I think I have another 3 lives I have to do before we leave for Texas. So hopefully we can squeeze those in. Hi, Maria. Thank you for sitting through that. I appreciate it. Before we lose internet again, or Kevin's phone dies, or something happens, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. So have a wonderful night and a wonderful rest of your weekend, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.